Thank you very much, Congressman. Okay, next up, we have Burgess Owens. Congressman Burgess Owens has been wonderful. When I first became chair, he called me, Alex called me, and he said, listen, let's go to lunch. How can we help you? And he has been nothing but wonderful ever since then. I can call him, talk to him. All of his team is available to me. And with that, he's going to give you an update and talk to you. And I hope you guys have been able to try on this ring. Anyway, Congressman Burgess Owens.
Let me just say first of all, Christy, it's a beautiful night to have the kind of music we're having. And just so all the legislators here, state legislators, know that back in D.C. we're so proud of you. We're doing standing ovations because this is Utah ways, Utah standards, Utah values. The key is now to bring that back to you, to D.C. We're going to work hard to get that done. Just have a couple of thoughts here real quick, guys. There's so much been happening over the last, 9 weeks. There's one thing I want to point to that is a game changer. We've closed the border. We have innovative conversations now about national security. How about Greenland, Panama Canal, rare earth minerals in Ukraine, Congo, U.S.? We're kicking terrorists out of our country. We're putting domestic terrorists in the jail. We're breaking the minds of Democrats because once they lose the collective, the queen bee, those guys have no idea what to do next. They have no idea how to think. The most important thing that's happened, and I never thought I'd see the day when a president will come in and really keep his word on this, is get rid of the Department of Education. My friends, we can do everything right. We can do everything right. But we don't teach our kids how to love our country, what our culture is, what capitalism is. We just take a risk, go out and build a business, to start over if you have to get done and start over again. If you don't teach them that, we will rot from within. And we've been under attack for decades by the hard left Marxists. And thank goodness we have a president, because he lost the last 4 years, he's been preparing for these next 4 years. And he is kicking butt. He's driving them nuts, and I'm loving every minute of it. Just know the most powerful thing we have is the concept of when we can think, when we're confident in who we are, we don't mind talking to people who might have a different way of thinking because we know with time and being respectful, we'll bring them over. When you don't know how to think, you don't know have critical thinking skills, what you do is you go pick up a stick and hit somebody with it. And that's what the left is doing right now. They have lost their ever-living mind. These guys, you talk about ignorant and free, that was the concept that one of our founding fathers said from the very beginning. So education has always been at the very core of what we do. Ignorant and free can never be. And we're now right now making sure that we make sure that every child in this country can get that opportunity. We have some great things coming at you guys, by the way. Educational Choice of Children's Act. I won't get into it now, but no, we have things that will be a game changer. Every child in this country, regardless of zip code, should have the right for life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And we're going to do that. Why is it important that the kids in LA and New York and Philadelphia are trained and taught? Because they're going to impact every child here. They're going to one day be adults, and they have to sit down and have these conversations about how to take this thing further. And we're going to make sure that happens. I have never been more excited in my lifetime, guys. There was one other time that I felt the understanding of true team back in 1980s Raider days, when all these crazy guys came together because they had one person that demanded respect, and we had a little bit of a fear factor. We didn't want to get on the wrong side of Al Davis. Al Davis would love you if you were loyal. If you talk about words you've never heard before out of English language, he would give that to you if you found yourself on the wrong side. We have that team effort now in D.C. It is so good to go to have a budget resolution and CR and lose only one vote. That is not who we are in the past. We are the ones that trying to herd cats. That's who we have always been because we are very independent. But we now know we have to stay on the same team because we've been given a mandate. So I want to thank Utah. There was something that Christy said earlier. What would our verse be? Well, I'll tell you. We look at the idea of the light shining on the hill. Our verse as Utahns, as Americans, as parents, will be, we will be the ones that shows where that light should stand, high on that mountain, high on that hill. We'll be the example because we have the values that our country, our founders were thinking about from the very beginning. Faith, family, free market education, that's who we are. We stand strong, and I want to thank you guys for fighting so hard to hold on to the legacy, the culture that brings people like myself here and make me very proud to be. So thank you, my friends. Appreciate it. Get it done.